Let's make this simple sterling silver hammer chain bracelet. This bracelet is made up of lots of different jump rings all joined together. To start off, you'll need to close all the larger jump rings together and make sure that they are completely flush. To do this, use a pair of chain nose pliers and a pair of flat nose pliers and then twist them together to close that jump ring. This takes a little bit of time, but it's really worth making sure that every single one of those jump rings is completely aligned flush. If you're making a 7-inch bracelet, you'll need 23 of the 6mm jump rings. Once all your jump rings are completely aligned, place them on a soldering block and add a little bit of soldering paste onto that join. You can do this one at a time, or you can put all of your jump rings onto the soldering block at once and then use a handheld blowtorch just to go over each and every jump ring and make sure that that solder paste melts and flows. When all the jump rings have been soldered, you can leave them to cool for a few minutes or quench them in some water and then add them to a warm safety pickle solution. You can use any kind of hammer to flatten your jump rings. Place your jump ring ideally on a steel block, and you might want to use some double-sided tape just to keep it in place. Next up, use your hammer to just hammer out and flatten that jump ring. To construct your chain, you'll need to take the 4mm jump ring and open it. Do this in exactly the same way by gripping either side of the jump ring with 2 pairs of pliers and twist to open that jump ring. To start, add on 2 of the 6mm jump rings and then close that 4mm jump ring flush. Again, it's really important that the jump ring is fully aligned. One of the easiest ways to solder your 4mm jump ring shut is to hold it in a third hand in some reverse action tweezers. Apply a little solder paste onto the join and then use a hand blowtorch to heat up the solder paste until it melts and flows. You'll need to quench the chain before adding on the next section. To build up your chain, you need to keep adding on the 4mm jump rings onto the 6mm. Each time, make sure that all of your jump rings are really flushly closed and that your solder melts and flows before quenching it and adding on the next section. One of the most satisfying bits of this is watching your chain grow. When your chain is about the right length, you can then start to think about adding on the T-bar and hoop fastening onto the end. Solder these on in exactly the same way, using the 4mm jump rings to attach the T-bar to one end and then that hoop to the other. Add the chain to a warm pickle solution to give it a final clean. Then use a silver polishing cloth or a tumble barrel machine to give it a final shine. This project is so satisfying and simple to do, and it really improves your soldering and jump ring closing skills. There are so many different variations you can make of this chain. Use different kinds of wire in thickness and diameter to create your own jump rings and create a completely new design.